The legend of Trentren-Vilu and Caicai-Vilu, in Mapudungun, Trentren-Vilu, Kaykay Filu, are mythological serpent beings, from Mapuche mythology, and in the last decades of the 20th century they were also reintroduced into Chilote mythology. Both are powerful beings in the form of mythical snakes in Mapudungun, Vilu, Caicai and Vilu, a sea serpent that has the power to dominate the sea and everything related to it, and Trentren-Vilu, a terrestrial serpent that has the power to dominate the earth and its volcanoes. Caicai and Vilu's appearance would be that of a being half snake and half fish, and Trentren's appearance would be that of a giant snake. According to the Mapuche, these two snakes would originally be the children of the most powerful pigeons, who would have been turned into these beings as punishment. So the son of Peripillán was turned into an immense snake that would be Caicai, and the son of Antu turned into an immense snake that would be Trentren. Both snakes would be adversaries, just as the saint and Peripillán were an adversary. Caicai would have been sent to live in the sea to help care for it along with the Ngen-ko, and Trentren would have been sent to live on land to help care for the land with the other Gen and to help the human being. Thus, like these two snakes, they are used as an instrument through which the will of the ancient Mapuche spirits is also fulfilled. It is said that when Caicai woke up from his great sleep of several years, because of the ungratefulness that men had for everything given by the sea, Caicai became enraged and used his fish-shaped tail to hit the water. With this, a great cataclysm began to flood and create a deluge throughout the territory, since it had the desire to punish the human being and to incorporate all terrestrial life into its domains. Caicai ordered the waters to flood the valleys and hills, and to carry all the inhabitants to the bottom of the sea. Albert Trenten, that the inhabitants and animals were desperate and that men invoked her, and as by her father's orders, she was the one who should provide them with wisdom and protection, she decided to help human beings. Thus, he helped the inhabitants and the animals to escape, lifting them on his back and taking them to the hills, and those who were trapped by the waters, he transformed them into birds so that they escaped flying. Those who drowned in fish and marine mammals, being one of them the origin of the Kawelch and the drowned in Zumpel. Human beings that were immobile by the terror they felt, would have been transformed into Ngen-ko. But as the sea continued to rise, Trentren had to command the hills to rise in height to counter Caicai's power. Angered, Caicai began to fight Trentren in a titanic battle that lasted a long time until both snakes got tired, whereupon Trentren partially won as the entire land had not been flooded. However, the waters did not fully return to their former level, with which Chile obtained its current geography. Subsequently, according to the Chilote tradition, Caicai was satisfied with the portion of land obtained that he managed to flood and delegated his functions regarding the sea to the great Milolobo. According to the Mapuche tradition, after the cataclysm everyone continued their quiet life until one day it was Trentren who later became enraged by the attitude of the men and caused all the volcanoes to erupt and the population had to move to other places. Insurance. From then on, Trentren continues to manifest through tremors, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions as he falls and causes tidal waves and floods when he stirs in the middle of his sleep. Explanation of the geography of Chile tradition says that in ancient times, the insular territory of Chilote would have been a single strip of flat land completely united to the continental territory of Chile. One day a monstrous snake, Caicai and Vilu, appeared and flooded the lowlands, valleys and mountains, submerging all the flora and fauna. Without delay, Trentren-Vilu began a confrontation with his enemy, raising the land and protecting its inhabitants from disaster.
The battle persisted for a long time. Trentren-Vilu achieved a costly victory, winning the battle, but was unable to restore the land to its primitive state, leaving it in the dismembered form it still is today.
At the end of the hostilities, Caicai-Vilu left as king, representative and owner of all the seas, the Milolobo, which was conceived during the Great Flood, when a beautiful woman was saved from drowning by a sea lion. Relationship with cataclysms.
In the surroundings of each Mapuche community there is a hill considered Trentren, that is, the place where the earth serpent lived and where terrestrial life took refuge during the cataclysm. Similar myths and variations. A variant of the myth tells that Kaykay's anger against human beings began because a girl rejected her son, the Trauco. Some Hulish communities in Chilote say that the battle originated as a result of a daughter of the Trauco rejecting the pigeon Peripillán, and for this reason her son would have decided to take revenge. Later versions of the myth often also describe the snakes Trentren-Vilu and Caicai-Vilu as female spirits. In Argentina there are other later versions of the myth, which change the original parents of both mythical snakes, indicating that they would be brothers or children of the gods Ngen-ko, and Cuyen.
Amigos, muchas gracias por ver mis videos, espero te haya gustado, te invito a que te suscribas a mi canal, compartas con tus amigos en redes sociales, te agradecería que le des al botón me gusta y actives la campanita de notificaciones para que no te pierdas los próximos videos.